do this. I played Crackdown 3. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Crapgamer. Definitely not anybody else. Just me, Crapgamer. Yeah. And it's Wednesday night, and we are back. Sorry about last week. It's rare to miss a show.
It is.
But I missed one for pretty good reason last week. We're back this week, ready to kick it, and it should be a damn good show because we've got a lot to talk about, and I think that helps the show out a lot. You know, we're going to hear some feedback from people in the community.
Usually shows with topics are really good, man.
Topics help shows, believe it or not. And so, it's a really cool thing, and I'm really happy to be here and just kind of talk about this stuff, you know, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and you know, nobody's heard, like, people have heard some of my opinions on this stuff, but nobody here has heard like Mooch's opinions or Fox's. I don't think. Maybe Xbots, and Salty probably has some opinions as well that we're going to get into. Yeah. And, it's going to be cool stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy the show. I'm going to do some introductions. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We got the man who I consoled all day when he found out the Big Bang Theory was going off air for good. Mooch, he was like, crap, what am I going to do? He's like,
oh, no.
So much.
And not like this.
It'll be
yeah.
I was like, buddy, it'll be all right. But what are you doing, Mooch?
Hey, buddy. No, actually, you kind of nailed it in the intro. It has been the first time to take the airwaves since all the news broke.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This is not going to for Xbot. Well, if anyone has ever listened to Xbot on his next podcast, he does sound a little like Paulie D from the Jersey Shore, right? He's like, "Cat's here, cat's here. I gotta get my coffee. Get my coffee." So no. With that being said, I think
he's getting everybody ready for me.
Absolutely, Xbot. We are not going to have doom and gloom for your sake, buddy. It's going to be a good show, I promise you. So I'm excited about it. Crap. Let's talk.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we've got Foxy here. What's up, Foxy?
Nothing. Just pre-ordering all these PlayStation custom controls, man. I can't wait.
Man, you know what? I should have wrote that down. Let me write that down real quick. Ugly PS4 controllers. That's
it doesn't matter though. People are still gonna buy them because it's PlayStation. So if Xbox can do controllers, PlayStation can do controllers, and we're all okay. Now we're all friends about it.
Hey, no, because if you don't like controllers when Xbox does it, how can you like controllers when PlayStation does it? That's always kind of been my question, you know. So
because now your system's doing it, or your favorite system's doing it, so obviously it's okay now.
Yeah, exactly.
Xbox was just too ahead of the game, too early. So
exactly. So now it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
But we're happy you're here. Salty, are you here?
Yep, just made it back from the pisser.
Okay, good.
I made it back.
Got the can. Everything's good now.
I showed up late. Had to go to the bathroom. Sorry about that.
He's a professional boy.
I'm a
Love
professional.
it.
Hey, that's what you do, man. When you're a professional, hey, I hate to tell you the dirty little secrets of podcasting during E3, but it does involve a bottle, and that bottle is not for drinking out of. I'm just saying.
I just put a catheter in, you know. I'll just have to do that.
Hardcore, goddamn.
Oh, man. Dude,
crap! I'm leaving. That's it.
You said that, man. I crossed my legs, man. But it's good to have you here, Salty. Appreciate it, man. I know it's a busy time because you are going to be doing back-to-back podcasts this week. So I know that's usually a lot of fun, but can be a little bit rough as well. So I'm doing 5 in a row because that's what I do. That's what I do. Johnny Podcast. That's right. Well, he might make an appearance Friday.
Oh, I don't know him.
No, you don't
we
know
haven't been
Johnny
properly introduced, so I don't know him.
Well, Johnny Pod, you don't know Johnny Podcast. Johnny Podcast knows you. That's why things get down.
Okay.
So, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And last but not least, Destiny Bot 4324972.
Perfect.
What's up?
What is up, everybody? I am back on the nation here, bringing no doom and gloom, man. I gotta say, social media has been going crazy over Gamescom inside Xbox. I cannot wait to share my opinions on what we saw. Crap.
Yeah, exactly, man. And you know what? I want to shout out everybody in the chat, all you moderators and stuff. Daz is now a moderator. There's Mel, Salty, you're a moderator. Shout out to Lito Papa. He keeps things clean in there. Foxy's a moderator. Keep it clean, man. I don't care if you guys like PlayStation or think Xbox sucks, but keep it clean. Don't go personal. Just keep it real, and you'll be all right. That's my advice for you guys. Okay. So with that being said, hey, let's get started. Gamescom inside Xbox. Yeah. Here's the thing, and we're going to talk about some of the individual things that we saw, but as an overall arc, here's my thought. People are going, Microsoft had a bad Gamescom. I disagree. I don't really think that it was a Gamescom per se. They didn't do a Gamescom show. They did an inside Xbox at Gamescom. So I consider those kind of different. And when you look at their inside Xbox shows, it was actually one of the better ones. Some of them have sucked. They didn't go through a maze with zombies. They didn't do any of that stuff. The fact that it was just an inside Xbox where they showed off some bundles,
a lot of
some
games,
new controllers, a lot of games. A lot of games look great. Stuff that I wanted to see more of. Launch dates for DLC, launch dates for PUBG and stuff. We're going to get into that later. But I looked at it as a good, solid entry of inside Xbox that happened to take place during Gamescom. Not a presser, nothing like that. And when people are sitting there complaining about Xbox had a bad Gamescom, I look around and I go, I didn't notice Nintendo's or Sony's Gamescom, how they do.
I didn't get the times for those.
Yeah.
When did they air? Because I didn't get a chance to see any of them.
Exactly. So, and that's kind of my thoughts on it. Mooch, I know you were kind of not maybe thrilled with it, but I'm very curious about. You can tell that's going to be good, right?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's not a bad thing. But you have to understand. Let's just break down what Gamescom is right now. I mean, Sony's not there. Nintendo's not really there. Xbox is doing an inside Xbox there. I think basically what Xbox is doing right about it is they're keeping the brand alive and well so people know about it. But realistically, I mean, Microsoft really doesn't need to do. Gamescom is 350,000 foot traffickers going through there, right? I mean, there's so many people walking through. It's bigger than E3, right? The number tally is larger. It's a great place. I think it's a missed opportunity. That's my whole thing. Yeah. Okay. The thing about it is we got an inside Xbox, and we know what inside Xbox is. It's always a C. Like the best one we've had is a C plus. Like they're never great.
Be a B. I thought it was a solid B.
Yeah, they had some good information.
It's the best thing they showed was we were getting Hunt in game preview, right?
Good game. Solid.
Yeah,
solid
I'm excited. I'm very excited for that. I know Predator. Shout out to Predator's in the chat. Like Pred's been telling me all the time, nonstop on Twitter. He's like, this game's a lot of fun. He's addicted to that. I'm sure I'm going to be playing that quite a bit. I know Xbox will be. But my thing is that you take that out of it. We found out PUBG's going full release in September, and we found out that Forza Horizon's not even getting a custom console. You're just kind of like, okay, yeah. And it's like, to me, it's missed opportunity. It doesn't mean that it's anything wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm really not. The one thing I like is that they actually they're keeping awareness. They're keeping people talking about Xbox. Even if you're talking bad about it, this is where bad press is good press, okay? This isn't the media doing the bad press, because media doing bad press, man, that's bad in the gaming industry. But media, this is like, okay, they're a C+, C- inside Xbox. You don't have to like it if you thought it was a blah show. I thought it was kind of blah. I mean, they got to get rid of that Jeff Rubenstein. I mean, it is just awful.
The Don showed up. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
You know what I mean? He's got to go. And for God's sakes, let's start a GoFundMe for Graham. Because, I mean, I was telling these guys off the air. Literally, Graham, right? Fredo.
What's the problem with me? I'm Graham.
I could show off Xbox socks.
Show it off. It's great.
Showing off Xbox socks and sneakers.
I can do it. I'm on vacation.
What's he doing on stage? Get out of here. So
I don't know.
So I think that the show, and I think you'll break it down as we go subject by subject. I want to hear what the rest of the panel has to say. But I think the show was a C, C-. And I think it is what it is. I'm just glad that Xbox is staying afloat and they're putting their name out there. They had a huge booth, a huge area. I mean, it was massive what they took over there. And they made it dominant. And the one thing they did do, I'll end with this. Very impressed with their third-party deals. Their third-party marketing they have right now is on point. I'll say that much. If you're going to go up against Red Dead 2 with PlayStation, they got some nice marketing deals.
Yeah. And not only that, Mooch, but you said that they would. And you said going into next year that they do a lot of marketing.
Absolutely. Deals. Phil is now
seeing Swami hat. And...
That's right. Well, hey, listen, I don't like to say, everybody on Twitter, everybody on YouTube, everyone's like, remember when I said, everybody's turned into a grandfather on Twitter.
Yeah.
Remember what I walked through 2 feet of snow and I told you this. And it's like, what the hell? Everybody told somebody something. So listen, my point being is that like Phil, people are like, well, now it's because the checkbook opened. I think it's because when Phil came in, he wasn't a big fan of doing all this. And now he sees that even his new model with having games as a service and having Game Pass and all of this other stuff, and now we're tallying things through Xbox Live, these things all still take one major thing, and that is major third-party support, whether we're talking Game Pass or just the hardware itself. When it comes to sales, you have to have that, and I think he finally gets it.
Well, Mooch, why can't it be both though? Why can't it be like both the wallets opened up and everything like that? And
well, I think
Phil came out and said that he's never done this before, so he's going to be learning as he goes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, hold on a second, Xbox. Xbox. Let's go to the first thing you said there. I'll give you this, okay? If this, then that is basically what it is. So yes, if they get this, then yes, it was because of the checkbook opening up. But realistically, how can we sit here and say I know he came out and said I'm learning, but he's been doing it for 25 years. He's not a rookie.
He hasn't been managing an entire ecosystem like that. He's been
sitting at the table next to the guy who used to do it.
I'm just saying, who didn't do it well.
He wasn't selling. Yes, but he wasn't selling ice cream. You know what I mean?
Butch, let me say something though, okay? Let me talk. Let me talk.
Go ahead, get a word in.
Okay. So I often say the best part about E3 is not the actual E3 show. What is it? Mm-hmm. It's the after. It's the interviews. Yes, it's the interviews and stuff.
I agree.
This is the same kind of thing, right? So Spencer, you have Greeny. All these guys are doing interviews right now. So here is something. I love this quote, and I'm going to probably talk more about this later. Here is Phil Spencer talking about in an analogy form about what Xbox is now. He says, this is Phil Spencer saying this. The analogy I use with some people is we were like a garage band for a long time.
Yeah.
As long as we didn't play our music too loud, we were allowed to keep practicing at Microsoft. Now he's allowed to play music as loud as he wants because the 3-decade veteran was promoted to Microsoft's senior leadership team, a group of 15 executives who meets with CEO Satya Nadella each week to discuss the company's directions. Now, that seat at the table, along with the cred that comes from helming Microsoft's biggest consumer and entertainment brand, arguably makes him the loudest consumer advocate in a company not known for a consumer-first mindset. Mm-hmm. That right there. The fact that he's saying, hey, we weren't allowed at the big boy table, and now we are. Right. That, to me, tells me everything I need to know about what Microsoft is going to do, what they want to do, and where they're going. Right? That gets me excited. Like, you can be a hater, and you could be a downer when it comes to Xbox, but for me personally, I am more excited about Xbox now than I have been in a very long time, and this is a big part of it, right?
You're right. And crap, and I just want to say one quick thing. Everything you just read is positive, and it is spinning the dial in the right. I'm not going to downplay any of that. Microsoft is going in the right direction. You're right. Yeah. Now they've got the green light to make the purchases they need to make, to move, to play as loud as they want to play in the Microsoft studio. Because let's be honest. Like, you could say whatever you want. We all know that Windows is the breadwinner, right? That's bread and butter.
For now, but it is the dying platform.
Dying my ass. Everybody who works in corporate America is using it. So
I get that, but according to them, it is like
that's fine.
They're moving on. Azure is their future.
But like, realistically speaking, like, let's just put it this way. Let's take the blame out of the Xbox division completely. Even Terry Marston, take it out of all theirs. Shame on everybody who sat in the CEO position seat that didn't see gaming was actually going somewhere. I mean, everything from freaking, like, what is it? All the goddamn board games from the 80s all the way up. Games have never left. When Chuck E. Cheese died, Dave & Buster's showed up. Like, it's always been one thing after the other.
Check out the Halo Fire Team right now.
But I mean, all I'm saying is, like, I always question why Microsoft seems to be always a little late to the party. They're saying all these things now, and it's like, if I'm interviewing Aaron Greenberg when he had a lot of these other interviews, I would have been like, Aaron, this is outstanding news. It really is, and that's great, especially coming from a gamer. That's really wonderful. But where the hell's Microsoft been? You guys started this shit in the early 2000s. You're just seeing this? Like, where are you guys? Like, that's the thing. It always seems like they're a little late to the party. The fun bus left 10 minutes ago.
But you do get the feeling, right? And a lot of people, and this isn't a knock on anybody that has a difference of opinion or talks about
no, it's just a question.
Like when you bring up they didn't have a budget, people are like, it's Microsoft. How can they not have a budget? This is insane. It's crazy. What are you talking about? They don't have a budget. Well, it's might be the behemoth. They're Microsoft, right? Like they freak out, right? When you bring this up, right? The thing is, they did have a budget, and they were probably very close to being spun off or completely just closed off, like sold off, right? Like that was probably a reality.
I believe you. Yeah,
we know that they probably stopped game creation for a period of time there when things looked really grim. Now that they're seen as with Phil's promotion, they're seeing Xbox as a growth platform and the future.
Listen, the audience
should have always been seen.
The audience has waited a long time for a food analogy. I'm going to give them one.
Here we go.
Crap, when you're in New York, okay, you go to any pizzeria, even if you go to Sparrow's, there's about 25 different pizzas of all kind of different toppings, flavors, anything you like is there for your picking. If all of a sudden the owner of that Sparrow's turns around the next day, tells his pizza guy, listen, do me a favor, things are getting a little tight. We don't really think this is the right move. I just want you to put 2 or 3 pies out there. The audience stops showing up. What you do anyways is you keep making the 25 pies as best as you can, and you put the product out there and you advertise it. The fact of what we just said, where they had their gloom and doom days, okay, that's nonsense. That's absolute and utter nonsense. And if it's fine, if I'm not blaming anybody that's in the current administration, I'm blaming the guys higher than Phil, because you have these guys sitting there doing nothing for 4 years. That's for a company of that stature, that's insanity. It's utter insanity. So I'm glad that they actually have somebody that sees the potential. I like that Microsoft has the money going in the right direction right now. I think everything is green light and positive. There's no doom or gloom. I'm just saying my comments are only for the past. Yeah. And I just question the leadership at that company from Phil up. That's me.
Well, I don't question it now. I questioned it before. Yeah,
before.
It was a question before.
Yes, before.
Just for the simple fact that it was Microsoft. And you're in there fighting for something, and it seemed like they weren't really doing a good job at.
Crap! You don't make the pizzas, nobody buys pizza. It's just the way it is, buddy. You
yes, we all
make any games.
We all saw it before they did, because I remember when throughout this generation, people were like, "Well, they might spin off Xbox," and like, why would they do that? You look at Xbox Live and all the revenue that they get right there. You know, you see that the gaming industry growing, getting bigger than the movie industry. It's like, why would they do that? But obviously, like you said, everybody above Phil Spencer, something was going on there, and they just didn't.
Absolutely, Xbox.
Yeah, you could just tell. Yeah, like it's a whole different kind of culture. Like people seem happier there. They're kind of paying attention to what the fans want and things like that. It doesn't happen overnight for sure, right? Like people want instant, like now. And I don't think that it works that way. I think you have to be a little bit more patient than that in the long run to get any kind of anything in life. Everything takes patience, you know, like you got to be a little, and it might suck, and it does, right? But it's like if PlayStation fans realize, and it was funny because Worrywart did BGST last Sunday or Monday, right? And he was in rare form, you know, typical Worrywart, like, he goes, PlayStation fans know that you're not getting exclusives for the first 3 or 4 years. Sony always does that. So it's okay for Sony fans to expect that and wait for that and be okay with that. But Xbox is wrong and bad if they, make fans wait a little bit.
Well, see, that was okay this generation. That was okay this generation because the fanboys out there, they had a different argument at that point in time. At that point in time, it was resolution and it was power. And they waited until PlayStation started really coming out with their exclusives year after year, and then it became about the games again. And that was absolutely
I mean, it goes back and forth. It depends on what's going on, to be honest with you. Like whatever Sony's doing. What are you trying to chime in with, Salty?
The one thing that doesn't make sense to my brain is why people can't find out that Microsoft and Xbox are separate. Like Microsoft is nearing $1 trillion in money, and they're successful in making money in business. Somehow it doesn't register with people that the gaming division at one point in time, the Microsoft, you know, people at the table, the big boys table, as we call it, if they saw the gaming division as something that wasn't a priority or it wasn't making as much money in their minds, then they would be like, hey, let's kind of put that off to the side and you know, keep them afloat, kind of give them what they need to stay where, you know, at the average, but we're not going to, you know, push them to the forefront. That's exactly what was happening in this company. You could see that in other larger scale companies. If they don't want to get rid of divisions necessarily or pawn them off, they might not invest as much money, but that's not ideal for the people that are there. And that's exactly what we're experiencing. And then now we're seeing that Phil Spencer is up there with the big boys, and we're seeing the fruits of that. And that's just the beginning. So it's kind of weird that people just kind of can't see that division between Microsoft and Xbox. It's one and the same to everybody, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, that's a good point. What did you guys think of overall of Gamescom, of their Inside Xbox? Like, does anybody have like an opinion of Gamescom, just an overall kind of idea?
I can say overall, I thought they had a lot to share. I thought they really catered to people who already have an Xbox, who are already invested in the platform. When it comes to like them talking to developers, I thought they spent way too much time. I thought they tacked on like an extra half hour. It could have been done in like an hour and a half, and I would have been perfectly fine and still got all my
exactly.
But what they're doing with Design Lab, the PUBG controller, release date for PUBG, Hunt Showdown. You got even people who like was it DayZ? It's coming out at the end of the month. There was a lot of stuff for them to share, and then the bundles as well. I thought they did a good job, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. Like I said, people have to really kind of judge this not as a Gamescom. You know, last year they did a Gamescom and it was horrendous, right? Where they had Loftus out there and they're sitting there and they're like,
I missed the salad bowl. I missed the salad bowl with controllers, man. I missed it. Yeah.
I saw that more as a stream, like a Gamescom stream, not an actual like how before it was. I liked the conference that they would be on stage and all that. That was cool back then. But I understand if they didn't want to do the same thing again as they did with the E3. So it's understandable. But I guess if you compare last year's show with this one, then yes, this one is better. And I think they're getting their foot, you know, exactly where they want with Inside Xbox. They're getting their groove. I don't think the hosts are right. I'm not liking all the hosts. I like some of the peoples, not everybody.
I like my boy Graham though, man. Everybody is messing with AC Bongos too much. Like I like it.
Go ahead.
Did you hear what he said? We won't say it over air, but he had a miss. He missed.
Yes, I did.
That's because they just shipped them over to the United States.
I think you're missing the point though, Xbot. It's this. Nothing that we're saying is actually a diss on AC. AC is awesome. I do. I think he's probably one of the nicest people on earth. I'll even go that far. But the point of the matter is that the responsibilities and the work they're giving him, like we were joking. You know, it's funny. You know, there was a couple people in the chat. Shout out to actually, who is it here? Dave Lacker. Who said, he's like, Mooch, you have a voice. Maybe they're hearing you. Like they got Benny Central on there. Like we've been saying, get Benny on there. And Benny's now on Inside Xbox. We said that since the first episode, right? So
they should hire me. Let's be real now.
No, I'm giving all of us. I'm giving everybody credit.
Coffee.
All the Xbox guys and gals on YouTube have been saying get someone like Benny, and they got Benny on there. My point with AC Bongos is they're not giving him anything. They're literally like Corleone calling up. He calls his brother Fredo, get over to Nevada and just sit there till we're ready to come over. They put Fredo over in Nevada for like a full like movie and a half. He did nothing. He's hanging out with Mo Green. Listen, okay? They got AC Bongos over there, and they're like, AC, now over to you, and show them the green socks you're wearing. He lifts up his pant leg. We see the green socks, and then they're like, all right, immediately let's get back to Benny. You know what I mean? It's like, what happened? And you can just hear him in the back. He's like, I'm smart. I can do it too. Not just Benny. So like my whole thing is like, you know, poor AC. Somebody give AC a part. Give him a bit. I'll write him a bit.
I like Graham. I think he's a good guy.
He's great.
Yeah.
He is. Great. He's great. How do you not love AC?
I do think that they have to maybe tweak their host a little bit. You know,
Somebody tell Jeff Rubenstein to unbutton the top button.
Hold on.
God's
Somebody
sakes,
says, "Crap, you missed my last super chat. Pats are the best."
You got
Damn
it.
it, crap.
This is great.
He says, "What studio should Microsoft buy?"
Do they
I
need to
think,
buy more right now?
well, I mean, like, I would love to see him do the Obsidian one and maybe another one. You know, like I think that'd be great. You know, I really would. Hey, we got over 500 watching. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Hey, look, I think that the hosts need a little tweaking. I don't know, like they were like decidedly British, I think, a lot of the hosts over there, right? Like they had that girl who's British and you know, they had Benny from Benny Central or whatever. He's British, and
I like Ricari, I think his name is, and Benny a lot. And yeah, I mean, Graham is cool sometimes.
so you're saying you like the young ones, and you're like,
Let me find out.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying. No, but yeah, overall, as a show, I thought it was decent.
It's great.
I didn't think it was great. I thought it was like, I don't know, a 6 out of 10 because they did show a lot of games, but they didn't show anything I wanted to see. So yeah, personally, it affected me when I was like, no custom console. Okay. I remember that.
No custom consoles. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into that a little bit too. Like, I thought it was a little bit disappointing for no custom consoles. Anybody else have any thoughts on this? Go ahead. Go ahead. I hear you, man. I hear you.
In his can.
Yep, me. I think one of the main issues with this conference, like I'm talking about Gamescom overall, we talk about the foot traffic and how big it is. And I think that confuses people that it's on par with E3, you know, like, oh, Gamescom, it's huge. It's like, you know, hundreds of thousands of people going through there. But if you look at Gamescom and you look at the publishers that are there and the announcements that are made, like what new announcements are made at Gamescom compared to E3? Like at E3, we have scheduled days, and we're excited for these days. Like PlayStation's going, then Xbox is going, Bethesda, all new stuff, like crazy news stories breaking. But with Gamescom, it's just not there. And that's the problem, because people see Gamescom and they put it on par with E3 with the news and announcements. And what compounds that problem is this Inside Xbox episode was built up to be something. Just look at how many rumors didn't come to pass, and people were just hyping it to unknown levels.
Not just us too, Salty. You had Terrible Tom out there.
Exactly.
Tweeting away.
Exactly. And then he came out and he's like, oh, it was the PUBG controller. That's what I was talking about. And it's like, nah, that's not what it was.
I love how everybody pays that guy all these compliments, that Tom Warner. They pay him all these compliments. He's great. He's so great. I've never seen anybody publish anything like this in my life. And then meanwhile, there's that face of him with the frown upside down. He's like, I guess it was just a PUBG controller. Who the hell are you getting your sources from? We got better sources over here. Get out of here.
Yeah,
but Salty, just to let you know, and I think you noticed, like a few years back, Gamescom was big. Everybody was there. Nintendo, Sony.
But that was how many years ago, though? I'm talking about the last couple of years ago.
I kind of wish it was still that same way. Hopefully, you know, we get through this generation going into, you know, the next series of hardware that comes out. I hope they go back and give it kind of like that shine that it used to have, because it's still like the biggest public gaming conference out there. You know what I'm saying?
The way it feels to me is kind of like a Comic-Con for gamers, but it's not like you have these press conferences for Comic-Con and people talk about that. So that's the difference with Comic-Con. But you got these gamers and the foot traffic for Gamescom. I think the problem with Gamescom is it's so close to E3. Like if Gamescom was like in the wintertime or something like that, it would give the industry enough time to take a breather and get announcements out there. When you're doing it literally within months, like E3 is where it's at. I'm sorry, folks. Like it's just the industry. People are going away from it as is. That's the main issue. I think that's the main issue. It's not just Gamescom. It's the fact that these publishers want to do their own thing. Like E3 is even struggling to get some of these news stories. Right?
Well, yeah, they're spreading it out like throughout the weekend before time and everything like that.
Well, I want to. You know, it's funny. I'll give Salty full credit for that. I went off on a rant, and I should have. That was one of my end points that I wanted to say was, as much much as the foot traffic is at Gamescom, and let's just take our hat off to them, as far as people, gamers, attendance, Gamescom destroys E3. But as far as relevance or anything that matters, it's E3 trumps the shit out of Gamescom. Because
Gamescom was known as like the European E3. Like
you know what Gamescom is really, XBot? It's an arcade for future games for 350,000 people. Yeah. That's what it is. It's an arcade.
You have merchandise, right? You probably could dress up in your favorite video game attire, maybe cosplay, buy some cool shit there, play some games that are going to be coming out in the future. That's the experience there. That's the draw. It's a bigger place, right? But when it comes to like presentations and news stories, it's just not there.
It's not there. And when you know that you have Phil Spencer's not there, Yoshida's not there, Reggie's not there, when you don't have that, I mean, literally, it's like going to any function. You know what I mean? It's like if I show up to the New York Giants like training camp and there's no Odell, there's no Eli, there's nobody's there, right? All of a sudden I got like the water boy and the kicker. Get out of here. I don't want what? No, I'm not doing that. Sports. But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, like Gamescom is literally like, you know, it's like the kicker and the holder showed up.
Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying. It's not. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, it keeps getting hyped up. Like something I was even saying.
It's too close
guys,
to E3 crap.
Lay off the hype. They're not going to do such a big turnaround.
Yeah.
They did a big turnaround in 2014, and people hated it. Right? Like they showed completely different things at E3, and people hated it still. Right? So it's too big of a turnaround. There's rumors that they're going to do something later this year. If that's true, they're going to have to announce it within the next month. Right? Otherwise, it's not happening. So supposedly they have Elite 2 and some other stuff they're sitting on, including this All Access, which just came out. We've been hearing about this for a while now. So basically, it's a subsidized service where you can get an Xbox One, either an S or an X, 2 years of Game Pass, 2 years of Xbox Live. It's basically like how you buy phones, right? You never pay all that up front. Like an iPhone X, $1,000. You're not really paying that up front. You're paying something monthly. So that's basically how this would work out. It would be like they did something similar with the 360, but that wasn't based on credit or whatever. That was a different kind of thing. This is more credit based. And so you'll have to pay $22 a month and you can get an Xbox One S, Xbox Live, and Game Pass. And you got to do that every month for 2 years. Or for $35 a month, you get an Xbox One X, Game Pass, and Xbox Live. So it equals out. It's like getting something with a credit card, basically, or a phone, right? So you're going to be able to get all.
It's definitely the phone structure that a lot of people are used to.
Yeah. So it's going to be something that some people are going to be real thrilled with, and it's going to be some people that probably won't even care. Like when me and Mooch were talking about this earlier, he was like, we were trying to figure out the deal, and it actually turns out to be pretty equal to buying it all up front.
Yeah.
Right. But it's spaced out over 2 years, and that's going to be attractive for a lot of people. Like because that's a service, right? I mean, look, even if you don't want to get an X, to be honest with you, man, like Netflix itself is, $13 a month or $15 if you get the 4K package. You're talking about you get an Xbox, Game Pass, and Xbox Live for $22. That's $7 more. That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
Right?
As long as they promote it right, and as long as people understand it, because a lot of casuals or a lot of parents out there, they're going to be confused, and they want people to explain it properly or whatnot, and they're going to think there's a catch. So,
that's the thing, Foxy, and that's where you kind of go back and you start scratching your head again. While you have everybody, whether or not Phil wasn't there, that's fine, but the media was there. The media was covering Gamescom. This would be a really good time with crap, like you said, all the post shows, right? There's 4 or 5 post shows going on after their Inside Xbox, where they could have explained this for a full week with having everybody ask all the questions they wanted. Show something like this at Game Pass. Why wait 3 weeks and do it on a blurb? You know what I mean? Like and then it's mass confusion, and it's a bunch of people taking the rhetoric and running with it. So this is another missed opportunity for Gamescom. While Microsoft had the whole stage to themselves, nobody else is there, you know what I mean, with a major presence. Why not put this out there? Now, and just real quick, shout out to somebody, same guy, Dave Lacker. Dave, I know Dave's kind of like, that's ridiculous. That's insane. Dave, a lot of us kind of feel the same way you do because we all went out and bought the units, or in your case, the PC. You bought all these things yourself. But you have to understand, this is kind of a great deal for reaching not just the casuals, but the mass market. because the one thing, like, Crap always picks on iPhone, but the new Samsungs are $900. The iPhone X is $1,000. Nobody's going to go pull $1,000 out of their pocket, throw it down at Apple and be like, I'll take one. But everybody will pay $35 to $45 a month subsidized. Now you can walk, and we don't know the logistics here. I don't know everything yet. But if you can walk into a GameStop/Best Buy or Microsoft store, okay, or even do it off of Amazon. I don't know how they're going to do it. And you can get a console delivered to your home. And this console, once you plug it in, has 100 games, a lot of them day and date, and all first-party Microsoft, Xbox Live, okay, and in the case of the X for $35 a month. It really is appealing. You're going to see a lot of those showing up around Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, because for the first payment of only $35, your kid's going to open up a gift underneath that tree that it gives them 100 games, and it's going to cost the parents $35 plus shipping and handling. You can't beat that.
You know, Mooch, I agree with you here, and I'm a little concerned with this step. It's all about how they market it, because I know Microsoft, sometimes they look a little too far into the future. We saw that with the launch of Xbox One, with it being always online and stuff like that. It was a little too far. So they have to be kind of like, if this is a real thing, if this is coming down the road and this is exactly what it is, they have to market it well. They have to really kind of explain what's going on here. They really have to hammer home all the games that are available and all the new games that come out first party that people can play. All right. If they do that well, they grab the future.
I see. I like where you're going with that.
I got to pay some bills. Pats are the best. Dude, you got to change that name, man, because they clearly aren't the best. He says, if Xbox does have its own event, will they announce more studios? Love the show and good luck to the Ravens. I think that if they are buying more studios, I think that it is something that we could see them announce at a show like that. It would make sense. You want to make, if you do your own show, you want megatons, right? So, I know I get a lot of crap for that, but if you look, man, I got like a handful of things that actually say megaton, right? Like it's blown out of proportion.
I just thought somebody was going to want me to do the star scream, and
megaton, yeah. So anyway, like if they do have their own event, that's where you announce all access. That's where you announce your elite version 2. That's where you announce Fable, right? We all know it's coming, but that would still be a huge announce, right? So that's what you do. Hey, over 550 watch it. Hit the like button. I really appreciate you guys coming out. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's going to be fun. About this. So just to clear it up, you do get the console, guys. So
you gotta know that.
Yeah, you get the console, Xbox Live, and you get Game Pass. So basically, you're going to get 100 and something games right away with Game Pass, and the games right away with Xbox.
Here's the thing, though. But listen, Vaughn, don't get me wrong. Vaughn Lamont in the chat.
How does that sound like a terrible idea? You go in, you're like, okay, let me see. I can spend $500 and get a PS4 Pro and one game and a year of PlayStation Plus, or I can put down $35 and get an Xbox One X, a whole thing of games live, and Game Pass. Like, how does that sound terrible? And you're going to own it.
Is this US only, Dave Locker?
Well, they're saying it's US right now, but they could do it in
Dave, don't forget, Dave, they're going to definitely try that model here, because this is where that's kind of I don't think that's a debate right now, that it would start here and then it would carry on to Europe and Asia. I think that model is not something. But Vaughn, to answer your question, you can't say that, right? I'm with you. 10 years ago, I thought that, and I make fun of this all the time. People in California are like, cut the cord, cut it. Who needs cable? You know who needs cable? People that freeze 9 months out of the year. We want cable, okay? So let me tell you something, all right? I'm with you, but they were like, I'll pay for my HBO independently, and if I want Hulu, I'll get Hulu, and if I want Netflix, I'll get Netflix. What they don't realize is you keep doing all these things per month, and then my phone, and don't forget, I got my heat bill,
end up paying
and I got
cable bill,
and my car bill, and then by the time you end up, it all adds up to a la carte is more costly. Here's the thing, though. It's a convenience factor, Vaughn. Because realistically, I'm with you as far as a consumer. That may not necessarily fit into your wheelhouse monthly, but somebody probably doesn't have $500 for the X, okay? And then $60 for Xbox Live, and then $120 for Game Pass. That's a real expensive under the tree. Now you're talking about around Christmas time, a parent can go do that, grab the box, the kid's going to play it. He can play it for a year, play it for 2 years. It's $35 a month, and when you've had enough, back goes the Xbox. You know what I mean? It's not a you problem. So I mean, that's my whole take with it. Is I think that this is something that everyone has become accustomed to, whether it be your cable or your phone. This is just another monthly bill. It's not that crazy. It really isn't.
Moch, you know, it's funny. You've seen this generation, everybody talking about MPDs. As soon as I saw this topic in the DM, I was like, wow, these people, like, when I say MPDs are pretty much irrelevant because everybody's using that to quote unquote, crown a king this generation. Right. But moving forward, as long as the systems are out there, the software is what's really making these companies the money. This shit's all over MPDs, like, because if people invest in this, there's going to be so many consoles out there. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely insane.
Well, think about what this does, okay? So Microsoft wants to come out with a new, better console every 2.5-3 years, right? Mm-hmm. So you're buying it this way, right? You're not putting the blood out of pocket. It's going to end up costing you the same amount anyway. So just like you do with your phone, you trade in the X for the Z, right? And then you just keep paying that price, right? And it's a constant thing, right? So it's like you're locked. It's a contract, but that's going to be very attractive for college people, for parents, for a lot of people that don't want to spend almost $1,000 right out of pocket to do something. And again, it does make NPDs even less relevant than they already were because Microsoft doesn't care about the NPDs. Isn't it clear that they're investing in gaming right now, tremendous amount, and they're making a lot of money? And I don't care about them. I care about them making money only because it helps them make more games, right? Exactly. Other than that, I don't really care, right? So, and Rand says it's US only and only Microsoft stores. Microsoft did this during the 360 era and nobody cared. But we're in a little bit different era now, Rand, where with the smartphones and stuff like that, people are a little bit more accustomed to this. So I think that it could have a little bit better chance of taking off now. And they tried here. Yeah. And maybe it can do something.
Especially if they push it to other stores, not just the Microsoft store. So yeah.
Well, like I said, they need to market it right, though.
Yeah.
They need the audience to see the value as well. You know what I mean?
And understand it. Yeah.
I think it makes more sense to have it at the Microsoft store because I was talking about this a while ago and I got some flack for it. I was telling people, you look at the way technology is moving and the way that they're getting these chips out and all this stuff, the prices are going down faster and faster. I was like, it's not going to be that long where they're going to be pushing consoles out like cell phones. I mean, not to the every year mark, but maybe every 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, 3 years. Yeah. And people pushed back because it's like change. Oh shit, change. I hate change, but honestly, when you see, so people are upgrading their phones maybe yearly. Why do they do that? Is because they don't have to pay the whole price at that point, right? And there's trade-ins, so they don't feel that hit right away. And there's a payment that they pay monthly. So why wouldn't Xbox and Microsoft do this model? Because if you have new technology and you want to invest in Game Pass, why not put it all
Salty,
in one thing, right?
Let me ask you a question, Salt. I was just thinking about this. Me and maybe our math is, we don't know all the logistics yet, guys. We don't know the numbers yet. But if it is $35 a month, right? What's to stop even a hardcore fan? Like you just said, since the hardware may change every 3 years, why wouldn't a hardcore fan actually say, you know what? When Scarlet comes out, screw it. I'm not going to go plunk down $500. You know what I'm going to do? I'll put down $35 a month. I'll get my Xbox Live. I got my Game Pass, which is a lot of the hardcore that say everyone on the panel has it. A lot of people on all the other panels have it. So why wouldn't we do that instead of going and plunking down? And then every 2 years you trade it in and you get the new one.
See, the main thing that we got to focus on here is, what if you have your console? Like, what if I have my Xbox One X, right? They have the Scarlet come out and they say, hey, if you take it to your Microsoft store and you trade it in, we'll give you a credit. We'll give you a credit towards this deal.
That would be even better, right?
Well, they'd have to.
Yeah, that you have these iterative upgrades and you're continually in the fold, right? You continually have Xbox Live, continually have Game Pass. That's what they're going for here. It's not necessarily the hardware that they're looking at. It's the software. It's keeping people within the fold, right? So that's
you are preaching to the choir right now, man. Keep
Yeah, and that's exactly what they want to do, because you're going to keep paying to take a part of their services and things like that. And I think it really does change the landscape.
Crazy Greek dude in the chat says that's $420 a year, right?
$420. 35 a month. Yeah, $100 a month is $120 a year. All right, so it can't be for $35 a month. Like, it can't be $420.
No, it is. Well,
no, it is.
It is. It's $420 a year.
But here's the thing. When you have to do the math, though,
you got to put everything in there, right?
You have to put the $120 for Game Pass and the $60 for Live. So that per year. So what it ends up really being is just about a wash.
Oops.
Yeah. It's just about no, he's right. But what I'm saying is it's just about a wash. So that's what I'm saying. It's a rhetorical question really to everybody in the audience. Is this isn't just appealing to casuals. This may appeal to a lot of hardcore fans. It may. Here's the thing. I will say this much. It truly, truly depends on how Xbox is going to handle the trade-ins. Because right now, okay, I'm going to be very clear. You guys all know that in 2 weeks, I'm going to pick up the greatest console of all time. Yeah. Okay, the greatest crap. Okay,
a custom console. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called value. Foxy. Foxy just buys them because there's a rainbow on them. But listen,
no, it's a custom console. Right? Something Microsoft doesn't know what it is anymore. Yeah.
Well, I recommend you always get a custom console if you can get value, get the money out of it. But no, what I was gonna say to you guys is, like, literally the whole point of the matter is that when you go to trade these things in, you have to be able to get more money back. You have to be able to get more money back. If this is just going to be at the end of the 2 years, you take your console, hand it in, and they're just like, thanks, you want another one? And you're like, do I get anything for that? And if it's not a value that like GameStop is offering, that's a no-go for hardcore. Because myself personally, I like that every 2-3 years when there's an upgrade now, I get anywhere from $200 to $250 for my existing system.
By the way, it's slightly cheaper to do it the way that they're doing it. Than just to buy a $500 console, 2 years of Live and 2 years of Game Pass.
Yeah.
So just throwing that out there. It's actually
it's funny how everybody's mentioning the price. When you walk into a store, right, a cell phone store, do they tell you how much you're paying a month, or do they tell you how much the actual phone costs? When someone buys an Xbox, an iPhone X, and it's $1,000, what do you think that they're telling you? Do you think that they're trying to tell you the price? It's going to be $1,000. No, they're telling you, hey, you're going to be paying like this is a month.
You're going to pay an extra $20 a month. Like, and that's
I mean, it is what it is, man. We all have monthly payments.
Right.
If instead of dropping if you got to buy a system, if there's someone out there that wants to buy an Xbox One X and they have to buy the X, they have to buy games, they have to buy Live. That's a lot of money out.
You're right, Saul. Right? Von Lamont goes, consoles aren't cell phones. Yeah, but Von, you have to understand something. If I told you 10 years ago that you were going to start paying $15 per channel, right? Like HBO Go's $14.99. Like everyone wanted HBO to be separate, and that's fine, but nobody wanted it to be $14.99. That's my whole point. So like, we never would have thought channels were going to be a la carte. We never thought that a lot of these things, when Steve Jobs showed everybody the iPhone, okay, the terrible Toms of the world were laughing at him. Okay. So like, my whole point is, like, everything that's going to be new is always easy to snicker at. But to be honest with you, this may not be for anyone on the panel. It may not be for anyone listening, because a lot of people listening are all hardcore as well, and I respect that. But realistically, to tell now people at Christmas time they can get an Xbox One X delivered to their home, their kid will have 100 new games, all of Xbox's games included, and they are getting some decent third-party. Yes, they're 2 years old, but decent third-party support in there, plus Xbox Live to play with all their friends right away for $35, plus shipping and handling. It's really a hard deal to pass up if you're a parent. It's an interesting deal.
Crap. Can I see something? I see the story kind of underneath this story. Do you mind if I just kind of point it out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, crap. Look, Microsoft and Xbox, they have been known since they came out with the OG Xbox for innovation.
Oh, hold on. Let me pay the bills real quick.
All right.
Pats are the best. He says, man, he's going all out. Thank you, bro. Because we don't have the mooch maniacs in here dropping like 50. He says, do you think they should reveal the new Xbox before the PS5 or wait till after? I think I don't know. Wow. That's an
They
interesting.
should release it before the PS5. I would,
or around the same time, but if you have something that's either as powerful or more powerful, in my opinion,
It's got to be right around the same time. You can't do it more than a decent. Let's put it this way: even if you're not going to have your actual reveal, let's think about the first reveals. Okay, February 20th, 2013 is when PS4 did theirs in New York. Okay, and then Microsoft did theirs in May. But even though Microsoft did their reveal in May, they came out and said we have a new Xbox. So if the reveal itself, the actual where they they unmask it and they show it, that's one thing to answer. Pat to the best. That's one thing for him. But realistically, they both have to announce it to the media pretty 24 to 48 hours apart, because there's no way PS5 can be like, we have a PS5 coming out in November, and Xbox is like, we'll tell you when we want to tell you. They'll be like, the media will not let that go. So Xbox will, and listen, Phil said it on stage, so he's not bashful. If PS5 happens to come out and blurt out they're coming out with theirs, I think Phil would put a presser out within 24 hours. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's why I think they kind of announced that they have another game or another console already in the works. That was just in case Sony decided to get cute. You know what I mean?
Right.
They could be like, hey, us too. Remember when we said we've got more than one console already in the pipeline? Yeah, that's what we're doing. So, yeah. Hey, Lugo says, spoke too soon, crap. Mooch Maniac. Hey, man, it's all good, man. Mooch Maniacs, they're cool too, man. I mean, they're not as cool as Crapaholics, right, Foxy? But they're still cool.
Hell
so saying. Exactly. So
don't worry, Lugo. You're in good company, buddy.
What's interesting is this thing is spreading like wildfire, right? So Engadget already says all access Xbox subscription could bundle games live and console. Would give you everything you need for a flat fee, a great service. So it says Microsoft's vision for Xbox services might come clearer in a very near future. It's prepping Xbox All Access subscription, which would bundle Xbox consoles, Xbox Live Gold, and Game Pass for a single flat rate on a 2-year contract. You'd pay $22 a month or $35 a month for the X. That would be slightly more affordable than paying for everything separately, and you'd own your console when the contract expires. It's supposedly going to make its debut later in August, though it's right now it looks to be limited to American gamers. This does go on to say there's no guarantees that this is going to come to fruition, although job openings have hinted that Microsoft might unify Game Pass and Live in a future service. It's very consistent with Microsoft's overall strategy of pushing services whenever possible. An all-in-one subscription would make you commit to Game Pass and Live for longer than you might otherwise. The company might also be laying the groundwork for a cloud-only Xbox console, where a subscription like All Access would be virtually necessary to enjoy the system as intended. So you've got a lot of places running with this right now, and I think that of course, Tom Warren didn't nail this one, but still, I mean, hey, he did get Washburn, right? Oh no, damn, he didn't get that one either. I mean, no, honestly, though, this was like probably one of the first times where some of these leaks actually didn't pan out the way a lot of people thought they would, which I find really interesting. But if this could change a lot of things, if they do actually announce this, and it's something that could spread outside of the U.S., I think it could be really big. And I think that options are good, right, Mooch? Right?
It's the generation of options, crap. Yes. You want to have the air conditioning on and the windows down? You go ahead.
You do it, man.
Yes, I mean, I don't
That's
know
fine.
That wouldn't make much sense to me, but yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
More bills.
Yes. Do we have more bills?
Oh,
look at that. Eternal Shada says Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory that deals with disasters like hurricanes. Some people get affected and some don't. Is it worth having that deal Xbox All Access to play it offline? You probably wouldn't be playing offline all the time. I mean, you would be able to play online some of the time. It's not like you have to be online. Here's the thing. With the old Xbox 360 way, I believe they bricked your console if you didn't pay your bill. With this, it goes into your credit. They don't brick your console or anything, I don't think. So there's a little bit of a difference right there. So that's a little bit of the difference between the two different services. And now, 2018, people are a lot more used to, let's upgrade the latest and greatest. Let's do this. Let's do that, right? Like people are a lot more used to that. And so I think that that's going to benefit Microsoft. Now, I don't know if Microsoft and Mooch, we talk about this all the time, does stuff before the community is ready, before people are ready.
Yeah.
Right. They're notorious for that.
Yeah.
In 2010 or 11, whenever they were doing that for the 360, that was too soon. You know, their 2013 vision for Xbox was too soon. People seem more okay with it now. That's just the truth. A little bit too early. Hopefully, you know, people kind of chill and realize that it's not, you know, it's not all that bad. Andrew says, why no one talked about We Happy Few Xbox All Access? I don't know who that is, guy. I watched only a few YouTubers, and you know, not I'm sure that whoever that is great, but I don't know the thing you're particularly talking about. Sorry. So anyway, on to the next topic, right, people? Woo!
Yes.
You guys got take that shot of Red Bull. Let's go. Okay, so here's something that I thought was cool. Supermassive Games, who did Until Dawn, very underrated game.
Yeah.
They've only done PlayStation exclusives. Now they announced that they're doing games on Xbox One, and they're actually doing kind of spiritual successor to Until Dawn. Yes, exactly, Foxy. And it's coming out next year. They're doing a bunch of them. They're doing a few of these games. This is pretty big because, and I know it was funny because people are like, you only like them now because they're doing a game for Xbox. And then it's always funny to go back and go, hey, I did an Until Dawn review when the game came out.
True.
And I loved it. And I've been talking about how good it is. So it doesn't really work that way. So I'm excited about this. Like, Mooch, are you just thrilled about this? You sound thrilled.
Of course I'm thrilled. No,
yeah, exactly.
He likes scary shit. He likes scary games.
I will say this much. So, I mean, Detroit Become Human, great game. But those story-based things, and I know with Foxy here, me and Foxy get along so well in life situations. But gaming, for some reason, our games are a little off kilter. Like the Life is Strange stuff that I know you guys love. I don't know. I can't. And then there's you know, the Until Dawn. I will say this much. So I have played about 2 hours of Until Dawn. Yeah. I would like to revisit it maybe around we're getting close, the Halloween era, right? I like to do those creepy things. Who the hell wants to be creeped out in August? It's hot, we're barbecuing. So there's that whole thing. But I think this is a very talented team and a very talented unit. So they are bringing their talents to multiplat. And I think that this new game, from what I saw, it looks good. Is it really in my wheelhouse if it's another, like, you know, tell Jimmy to move 3 steps to the left and pick up a beer bottle? I don't know.
Hey, he's not following Captain Stu Nuts.
No, Captain Stu Nuts is off this year. He got the year off. Right?
Yeah, there is no Captain Stu Nuts this year.
Captain Stu Nuts got the year off. But, like, you know, realistically, he'll be back next year. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like clockwork. But like, so I think it's a great thing that we all get to experience. It's the same thing everybody always says, right? It's great that we all get to experience it. I think they're a talented team. But you know, it is what it is. These types of games are just it's hard for me to say that I'm extremely amped to get into.
But I mean, look, it's cool to see it. Like, this is a deal. I look at this like, I don't know if they're as talented as Remedy, but you know, these developers are wanting to test the waters a little bit, you know. And Until Dawn scored really well out of the blue for Sony. Right, Sony owns that IP, right? So you know, they obviously didn't. It was the same type of situation where this game scored well, people liked it, but it probably didn't sell as well, right? And so Sony didn't greenlight a sequel. Now they're making more games, and they're going to be able to make them on Xbox and PC as well. So that's going to benefit them. And Xbox gamers that wanted to try out this type of game, now you're going to be able to.
Now you're going to be able to see what it looks like on like the Xbox One X or the Xbox you have at home. And I think that's the major thing coming from this. I played Until Dawn. I liked it as an experience. If I had to do a review, I would give it 2 different scores. One as an experience, the other as a game. But then again, you guys know I'm not really into like those Telltale style games or whatnot, but I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the hardware on the Xbox, you know, after seeing what they did with Until Dawn. That's where my interest is with all that.
Yeah, like I liked it. Like Salty, did you play it? You know, you didn't play Until Dawn, did you?
Pass.
I beat it. I actually did it.
Well, what about? Let's ask. I want to ask Foxy. Like,
Yeah, Fox. What do you
you
think,
like? You like Life is Strange? You like walking around for hours? What is?
And Life is Strange is not
Wow.
Don't worry,
I'm
Fox, that's
sorry.
a compliment, actually.
Is it a compliment? I don't know. Like, it's
Story driven, narrative driven. I love that stuff. But
Got you.
when it comes to you do other things too. When it comes to this type of game, I don't care for their games because I thought Until Dawn was like a B movie, and I don't like scary B movie type games. And yeah, I watched my brother play most of it, and I was just like, ugh, horrible acting. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be like that, but I didn't like it.
I think
that's fine, but I didn't like that.
Yeah, they were making fun of the cheesy 80s, sci-fi kind of movie.
Yeah, that's fine, but I didn't like that. I don't like those type of movies anyway. But if this game is better, I don't know. It depends.
Luca, I am
how
so sorry.
scary.
I was so praying to God Luca was not listening tonight because I know Luca's a huge Life is Strange fan.
Yeah.
Luca, I will watch you if you stream it. That is the only person I will watch it. Like I just sorry about that, Foxy. But I'm giving Foxy.
Hey, I have to give Luca and Fox credit. They were the ones that were like talking about Life is Strange nonstop. And when I first went to play it, I was like, I don't know, because that first episode wasn't in my wheelhouse, right? And then
I told him push through it.
Yeah. So once I pushed through that, and I played the first episode of the original, and I was like, it's okay. And then when Before the Storm came out, and I played through that, then I really got into the game, and I went back and played the first one, and then I was like, holy crap, the whole thing is amazing. And it was such a good. And when I'm playing it, people are messaging me like, "Oh crap, it's such a good game! It's such a good game! I love that game! I love it!" And it's like really, really big props to them for pointing that out. That otherwise, I probably would have passed because you just see. I don't know. In this day and age, people see something and they think it's not for them because of this or that, or hey, you're playing as a couple girls, or like get all that out of your mind. It was such a really great story, and I'm not saying that you're gonna cry, but you're gonna cry. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I cried. I'm just saying that you might cry. I'm just saying. Hey, Salty, no, nothing.
Well, what? I hope this next game. It's like I'm a man.
What? I gotta lift the weights right now as I do this podcast. You cry, yes. I do remember messaging Fox and telling her that was messed up.
Yep. We talked about it so much. But yeah, I like those type of games because they have a good story. You care about the characters, you care about the world, right? So then that means you want more of that. Even if it's maybe a different character that was related to that character, it's fine because you still care what's gonna happen or whatever. So with this, I don't know. I hope it's a good game, but I hope it's not like Until Dawn for me. But if it is for other people and they still like it, that's fine. I like that they're switching. Like not switching platforms, but they're going multi-plat. I like that because Insomniac did that and it worked out in a way because we love Sunset Overdrive, but maybe it wasn't their best hit. So I like when they do stuff like that, and I'm looking forward to Control. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Better, bigger than ever.
Yeah. You're not wrong though. Here's the thing. And when they interviewed the guy at the Inside Xbox thing, he was excited to work on the Xbox One X, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you want to hear. You want developers to be excited about putting their products on Xbox. You don't want them to begrudgingly kind of do that. And to me, that's what's exciting about this is to see them kind of do that. Could Microsoft buy who was that? Don't
Pass.
nod. Maybe Pats are the best. I doubt it. I don't. I think they're owned by WB or something like that. So hey, hit that like button. Let's get up to 250, y'all. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, I love that. I think it could be cool. I'm actually excited for that. I actually do think that that's an interesting thing. Okay, so this is some breaking news. Nintendo Switch won the NPD. Very interesting. Even more interesting with the #1 game was Octopath Traveler. Mooch, did you get that? Did you get that game yet?
Sorry,
Mooch?
No, WR Cup something or another. He says to me, Mooch, I am getting you that game. How he's gonna do it, I have no idea. If WR is listening, I'm waiting.
He could send you a digital card.
He
and
can.
Then, like that would be. I have to say, I like that game. Do you think it's weird that it's in 2018 and the #1 game for the NPD in the US is a JRPG 16-bit style game that looks like a Super Nintendo game?
Well, it just goes to show you, though, crap. I mean, a lot of
Nostalgia's a hell
people.
of a drug.
Nostalgia is totally a drug, and the other thing is that a lot of people bought the Switch, me being one of them, and I'm waiting for that killer app. And I think Octopath Traveler definitely scratches that itch. And for me personally, I'm still, even though I have it for the Xbox One, I'm playing so many other games right now on it. I can't wait to play Dark Souls on the Switch. So, like, for me personally, I'm waiting for that. And I think the Octopath Traveler also, for a lot of us that gamed for many years, JRPGs is what we grew up on. You know, if you're an NES, SNES guy, that's what you played.
Do you guys know what Octopath is really good for? You pop it in your Switch, you lay down in your bed, and then you start playing it, and then you fall asleep. It's like, it is a drug.
I never recommend you play your Switch horizontally. Okay, this is not good, right?
Slaps you in the face and you wake up.
Hey, I got a new crapaholic, man. Pats are the best. He says, what does Microsoft have to do to move the needle for PS4 owners to buy an Xbox next generation? Hey, we've been talking about it. All access, baby. $35 down, over 100 games you get access to, right? And Game Pass has all the exclusives.
Crap,
So,
I got to agree with you, man. Everything that they have been doing with Game Pass, what they're doing with innovation, with kind of like changing the rules within the console industry on how you can get your games and play them on your systems or whatever. I think they are traveling that right road, man.
They are, man. It's exciting. It's a little bit weird. Like I mentioned this the other day. Some of the changes that are happening are strange, you know, like even for me, I'm an old school type of gamer, and to see some of these changes, it can be a little bit scary, but I do think that Microsoft still has that old school hardware where they're still going to do that, and they're going to give you options. They like doing the options. Why would they take away options, right? When they can get more and more. The whole thing about expanding with all this other stuff isn't to limit traditional hardware. It's to give people that maybe can't afford that the option to game as well. And I think that's pretty cool, you know? So I'm not looking at it as a bad thing. I'm not afraid of that. Because I still think that I have a lot of years left to game just regularly. And I'm excited about that. So
crap. I gotta say, some of these fanboys are scared, man. Because when we start talking about the future, I see in the chat, people are like, no, we're talking now. They need exclusives. They need them now. And they know that these teams, they're not going to just bump out a game in a day.
Yeah,
you know?
like it's weird to me that people go, where's the games? And it's like, well, they just got these 5 other studios, and Playground has 2, and you know, Halo's coming, Gears is coming, you know, there's a lot of games coming, but they act like there's no games coming. Like we just got all these studios, the initiative and all, and they act like they're not going to do anything, right? Like they're just there. They're not going to make anything ever. Right, like that's nonsense.
It just shows that like they're scared about what's coming in the future, because maybe their preferred piece of plastic isn't going to have those exclusives, like, you know, that tall kind of mound of exclusives over like a 3-year period in comparison to Xbox. And I think it just shows that they're scared, man.
I agree, man. I think it's going to be a very interesting kind of future, and I'm excited to see what they do. You know, I know not everybody will be, but let's move on to another subject. Does Microsoft need custom consoles? Because they did show off quite a few bundles: Battlefield 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Forza Horizon 4, Fallout 76 bundles. Battlefield 5 kind of got a custom console, like yeah, I mean,
I've been waiting for this.
Get out of here.
I mean, it's a different color.
You want me to tell you what actually happened? I got some sources, guys. I'm going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
So they used up all the colors for the controllers. They got no colors left. So
I don't know.
So that's it. That was done. They're like, oh shit.
The same thing though, isn't it? Like that? Did they go with that army green? The same thing they did last time?
No, it's
well,
not.
It's like a gold.
Yeah, it's like a faded color.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a faded kind of color.
I saw it, but from what I saw, it didn't look good. Or
I literally was like, "Oh, that's just a normal console," and then Sim's like, "No, look at it. It's like a faded color." And I'm like, "What? Oh, there!" I had to like zoom into my TV. Like, ugh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
They probably sent Graham over to the Crayola box, and he probably picked that. They're like, "Graham, damn it! We're gonna give you one. All right, fine. We'll use that crayon."
All the colors are for the controllers, guys.
I'm done.
Poor AC.
AC. Oh, AC. All right, we'll go with your color. All right. Crap! I sense a new skit. I sense a new skit coming on.
Oh my God! Well, we
Oh,
should have done an AC one a while ago, to be honest with
We
you.
really should have.
I'm just saying. But I mean, hey, in one thing, it is cool that they've got these bundles and marketing deals. We've been asking for that, right? But we're also asking for custom consoles, right? Like that Gears one, Fox. That's fire, right? But that's
hell yeah, that's the best one, and they can't top that. That's probably why.
Well, they could try with an X, you know, with
maybe,
you know, they could.
Maybe.
Mooch, I mean, you used to have that Gears one. What do you think about these custom consoles, Mooch?
I think I returned it the minute I get as high value as I could.
Oh no!
Listen, the Spider-Man one is getting taken out of the box. I'll snap a picture for Twitter just so I can yell "Great!" And then I'm gonna literally immediately after doing that, I'm gonna hide it in the entertainment center. And then the minute somebody says to me, "Hey, Mooch, I'm gonna give you $350 for it," it'll be sold to that guy. Realistically, yeah, that's how it works. Because realistically, we're playing the games, guys. Like we should be analyzing, discussing TVs, this and that. It doesn't matter if your console stands vertical or it sits horizontal, or if it's bright orange, or if it's purple, or if it doesn't matter. I'll never understand that. I guess it's just a me problem, especially once you hit like above the age of 25 and you have an entertainment center that you want to look good, clean, fresh, fly, however you want it to look. It doesn't look good when you have like a purple machine sticking out vertically next to your television set. So realistically, I don't get that. I think the white and the black are perfect. I think that PlayStation and Xbox offering the white and the black option is perfect. And I think that if you do want to get the custom consoles, by all means, please do. But do it with the intention. There's some that get you an unbelievable amount of resale value, like the Gears console. Okay. And like the Spider-Man console, and apparently like that 500 million issued PS4. Apparently that thing is like a gold bar. But like nonetheless, like my point being is like those are the ones where you pay regular retail and then you get unbelievable money back towards like the minute that the PS5 comes out, see you later Spider-Man edition. Like, you know what I mean? Because they're going to give top dollar for that.
That's a you thing, definitely, because Spider-Man fans are going to keep that in their collection or put in their man cave or woman cave or whatever.
I got Magic Mike on speed dial. He's got a tattoo of Spider-Man across his back. Bigger than Steve-O. Hey, listen, there's no way I'm not getting that from somebody on Craigslist.
Pats are the best, man. He's dropping some coin, man. He says, what do you think the launch lineup will be for the new Xbox? Hope Flacco doesn't tear his ACL. Don't even go there. Right? Hey, don't even.
Pats are the best. Listen, I'm an NFC guy.
I hope quarterback this time too.
I hope he's over in Crossfire on Friday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen. As far as the launch lineup, I think it's going to be Halo Infinite, Forza Motorsport, Fable, and Ninja Theory's game. I think that's
Ninja Theory is going to be a year later. I think they are going to have. I think Halo. I think Forza. I think Fable, and right off the gate, you got 3 bangers like going in for your launch lineup. You know,
exactly. And then I think a year later they're going to have the Initiative and a couple and something else, and you know, and I think that's going to make a lot of sense to do something like that. I'm excited about what their studios are doing. I can't wait till that State of Decay 3. Am I right, Mooch? Up top.
Yeah. Hey, right there with you, buddy.
Yeah. Up top.
He didn't high five me. Just
no.
I'm gonna go back to the custom console for a second because I know a lot of people are disappointed that Sea of Thieves didn't get a custom console because the control looks so awesome.
True.
So people wanted a system for that. So that's a disappointment. And now you have another exclusive coming out. And yeah, that's fine. If you don't have a Tomb Raider and a Metro and whatnot, I'm okay with that. But for Forza, you can't do something for Forza Horizon? Your best rated? Like, come on. Yeah, but that was Motorsport. That's not Horizon.
You know,
so they dropped the ball on that one. I'm disappointed.
No, Fox, I'll definitely agree with you. I felt like when it comes to Horizon, you saw the success of Horizon 3. You would figure that they would have a limited edition console. And since they're not doing it with Horizon 4, which I agree with you, they dropped the ball on that. I don't think you're going to see anything else limited edition because we got Gears coming out next year. They already did a Gears one this generation. I really feel like they're just going to kind of float through there when it comes to limited edition consoles, and they're really going to wait until they bring out new hardware. And you'll see it when that comes out. I
don't think you'll see. You'll get the same amount of limited editions next generation. You won't get any more because, especially if they're focusing on this all access. Think about it for a second. Like if we are,
Yeah,
you have to
that's
use
different.
what, right? They're just going to have
good
those
point.
in the white and the black edition, and that's it. And that's fine. That's fine. So I don't think they are emphasizing that much at all. And by the way, yeah, Pats are the best. I hope you do. I hope you like podcasts on Friday night. So listen, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
He's a crapaholic now.
He says, "Do you think Rare's second team is making a new IP or an existing IP?" P.S. Saquon Barkley is my first fantasy pick, Mooch.
Good
so
pick.
hey, you got him there.
Nice.
Sports.
Great
I like
pick.
how he's
Sports.
initiating sports in with his gaming questions.
It's always a
he's
two-part
very
question.
I don't know if I like that, but okay.
He's very talented. He's a very talented super chat artist.
Well, I don't know. I think Rare's teams, to be honest with you, that if they have a team working on a second game, it's a very small team. I think that they've got most of their people cranking out Sea of Thieves stuff, which they did just announce. The new DLC that's coming out, and it sounds pretty cool. You can put a flag on your boat, Mooch. Listen to this. I know you're wanting to do this.
Pass.
You can put a flag. Listen, no, listen.
I'm sorry.
You can put a flag on your boat. Are you with me so far? A
I'm
flag
with you. Yeah.
where everybody on the map can see your boat. Then, boom.
Okay, slow down. I was writing it down. What?
I know, dude. You
We're
put a
done?
flag on your boat where everybody on the map knows where you're at. And sees you
Where
on the map.
everybody knows where you're at.
Everybody knows your name, dude. Exactly. Like, what do you think about that, Mooch?
I think I'm going to use. I think Salty set it up perfectly earlier. Pass. I'd like to go right to. I like to go right to Salty with that one.
Interesting.
right to me.
I'll have a comment.
What
but
about the volcano?
I want to hear.
What
I want to hear what you
Boiling
guys thought.
water. What happened?
That volcano looks sick, don't you think? I mean, don't you
Scary.
think?
I'm excited for it, guys. I'm being
Yeah.
honest here. I might sound sarcastic, but that's just how I am. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think this is cool. I think they're adding that volcano element. That's cool. I think the rowboats are going to be awesome. Apparently, if you get in the water, it's like superheated. It could damage you. That putting up the flag thing is kind of cool. It's kind of like in the dark zone, you go rogue, but you like initiate it, right?
Yeah. So, like, I guess that could be like if you're looking for people to help you, right? Maybe that's gonna do that.
I
Or
don't know about
Sounds
that.
more like people to
They'll
sink
help you.
but, yeah.
Sink
help
your
you-
boat,
help you
steal your
sink.
treasure.
Davy Jones locker.
If you want to fight and you have the cursed cannonballs, because they're gonna let you have cursed cannonballs
Oh, yeah,
on the
that's
next
cool.
one. So if you have that, I guess you're ready to fight. If you want a cool like stream, you could do that. Fuck it.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
They need something like that, honestly. Like those maps are huge. Sometimes I get in the game, I don't see anybody. So there's a lot of times maybe you don't have treasure on your ship. You just want to have some, ship combat. Hey, put the
Yep.
flag up.
Yeah.
and fight.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, you know what you could do, and Mooch taught me this a long time ago on Sea of Thieves. You just put your cannon straight up in the air, and that means don't shoot. So,
Wow. I think that wasn't me, but nonetheless, thanks for the
Hey,
credit there. That's
Pats
a
are
Larry
the
Herb.
best, man. I love you, bro. He says, who do you think is making Perfect Dark? P.S. The Rams are going to win the NFC East this year.
Oh my god,
okay.
here we go again.
Yeah, I don't know about
Sports.
that. But K Mega would love to hear that.
K Mega would be real happy right
maybe
now.
let him know. I think that if Perfect Dark is actually being made, and we've heard that that's the case, it's probably being made with assist from the coalition, which those are quality developer. That is
I like that coalition helps a lot of people do
Yes.
games. That's awesome.
And Rod is probably the best closer that Microsoft has. I have to be honest with you. That guy, he gets stuff done. Right?
Done.
He does. And if you just think about this, right? At a time when Xbox was getting hated on for can't do 1080p, he managed to get on that basic bitch box 1080p, 60 frames per second on the multiplayer, 1080p, 30 frames per second on the single player.
Yeah.
When people were having such a hard time with it.
I
right?
figured he was talented when every other tweet of his was him drinking all day. I'm like, they don't mind him drinking all day. He's a talented dude.
Dude, he's a hell of a talent.
Yeah, he
man.
is.
He is. Yeah, he's a great guy.
I agree.
He always interacts with the fans and stuff like that. Lugo says the Patriots are the best team to date. Facts.
Wow.
Those aren't facts. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, anytime your
Those are
team needs
not
to cheat and gets caught
They are
cheating,
the best teams referees can buy. I mean,
yes.
what?
Like that's not the fact. So sorry,
I think he's already dropped like $40 on you. Maybe
I know.
45. I don't know.
Master Chief Collection coming out September 1st.
Yes.
We're a week away. Woo! 4K HDR. I'm looking forward to playing through some of these
About
campaigns.
damn
Again.
time.
I know.
ODST, 4K HDR. Also, the matchmaking is all fixed, supposedly. So I'm looking forward to trying to how do you guys feel about this? I think
Relaunch.
this is really good.
This is a
news,
relaunch. This is basically a relaunch.
They should
Yes.
have renamed it.
4 years later, but still, hey, ODST is covered too, apparently. So I still haven't played through the remaster of that. So I'm looking forward to.
I am pumped right
Yeah.
now.
I am.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, like
I
Xbot,
was waiting for Xbot.
you're the Halo dude, Xbot. What do you think about this, man?
Dude,
Were you excited when you saw this?
Oh man, dude, I gotta say, when it comes to Inside Xbox, they went the first announcement. They went over my expectation with Hunt Showdown, but when they said that Master Chief Collection is going to be ready September 1st, the funny thing was, I made a deal with the Don. The Don has been playing Destiny 2 with me, and the thing is, when me, the Don, and K Mega get together, we're going to go through Halo 3's story on Legendary. And this is the perfect time for this. So now
Stream it.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, but Xbot, are you gonna do like a couple of 24-hour streams again? Because I mean, you got Forsaken's out on September 4th.
No, I know that. Do you think I can't get Legendary done with the Don and K Mega with me? Come on, man.
That's true.
Come on. But I am really excited about this. It's really good for the hardcore kind of classic Halo guys out there. And yes, guys, I think about you as well. I really like Halo 5. I love the multiplayer. But it's always good to kind of every once in a while, dip your toe into that old school pool and to have all the graphics and everything updated. I can't wait. I want to see exactly what they did. And I will be there September 1st. I will be in the Master Chief Collection.
I think it's cool. They got it in Game Pass. I think that's going to be something that's going to help this out tremendously. And
there's going to be people with Game Pass just playing Halo 1, 2, and 3, the multiplayers. Yeah. Again, that's just going to make the numbers there kind of skyrocket. Oh, it's going to be crazy, man.
I agree 100%. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I'm very excited to see how the multiplayer holds up. I remember I only played through some of the campaigns on that. That originally, some of the achievements weren't it was kind of a mess. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm
Halo
looking forward
2 is so beautiful.
It is. It's it's gorgeous because they and those cutscenes. Oh my gosh, cutscenes.
Yeah, I know.
They did amazingly. Fox, what do you think? Are you excited to jump back in Halo?
Oh yeah, I always put it on every now and again, but I haven't put it in a while because I'm they're gonna enhance it. Okay, I'll wait. But I always go back to Halo. I've been playing Halo since the OG with my brother, so obviously it's nostalgic for me. So I always go back and forth. Sometimes I even flip the graphics so you can see how it used to look and how it looks now. I love that feature. And yeah, so I always go back to it every now and then. Never get tired of playing Halo campaigns ever.
Yeah, I agree. Those things are just amazing. A lot of people just assume that Halo's multiplayer. I'm a campaign guy with Halo. I know.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Mooch, you like the you like the campaign as well.
Campaign on Halo. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't get into Halo multiplayer until 3, and I played a little bit. Played a little bit of Reach and a little bit of 4. 5, I think, is the most I've played Halo online.
Yep. I agree. 4, I know I'm gonna get hate for this. I like 4's multiplayer. I like the drops and the classes. Right,
the loadout and stuff.
Yes,
yeah,
I like that. Remember. Even though everybody's it's like Call of Duty, or what are you doing? You're ruining it. I'm like, man, look, you can't keep the game exactly the same for 2 decades. You gotta change some things around.
Well, you can't keep the game the same, but you can't just almost completely mirror a different game either. And I think that's
I like that, man. Getting that assault rifle drop or that what was that saw or whatever that was.
The saw all day, man.
I love that. I got that was amazing. That was the one that I was best at.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't hate it or anything, but 5 actually is the best combination that they've done so far.
Crap. After September 1st, if you want to, we will go into Halo 4 multiplayer together then. I'm down to join you, man.
Yeah, see the thing that I didn't like about how they had that set up on the Master Chief Collection for 4
they stopped the ordinance, right?
Yeah, and it was also weird, you had it was weird how it was set up, and then also you couldn't find a match. So that's a problem. I mean, that was a bit of a problem for playing multiplayer there, but hopefully that stuff is fixed. And the screenshots that I've seen look absolutely amazing. Hold on, my good buddy Pat's the Best asked a question. He says, do you think the talent 343 has hired will lead to the best Halo ever? P.S. He hates the Steelers. I hate the Steelers too. We're best friends now. High five. Yes, I think they have a lot of talent, and I do. Here's the thing: Halo 4. I love that.
Just hired Ben Roethlisberger, by the way.
No. Stay out of the bathroom, ladies. You'll get that.
No. I get it.
So anyway, basically, I loved Halo 4's story, the arc between Master Chief and Cortana. Brilliant. The
Amazing
multiplayer. They really divided the community there, also making you pay for the maps and stuff, right? So I bought the maps. None of my friends did, so I had to play the basic maps where nobody else was playing, so it sucked. Now with Halo 5, that campaign, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. I blame Locke.
Hear that, K-Mega?
Yes. But the multiplayer was straight fire. They did amazing stuff there. In fact, I wish, and I didn't, maybe this is backtracking or flip-flopping or just me being a human and changing my mind as we do. I would have liked them to announce a Battle Royale mode for Halo 5 this year, like just a free add-on or something. I think that would have kept people interested in it. Foxy, come on.
Nope.
Come on.
Why not?
No.
I think that would have been cool, where everybody starts off with no weapons.
Well, Warzone is almost like, Battle Royale. I mean, you're not whittling down to number one or whatever, but it's huge maps. You got the crazy big teams going after each other. But I actually got a question with MCC coming, Game Pass September 1st, all the enhancements and everything. Does anybody on the panel, I mean, we got, was it five Halos, like with ODST? Well, 4 Halos. Do you think that Reach is going to be in there at some point?
I hope they remaster Reach instead of just.
I'd hope so, but I don't think they're going to. I think you've got all systems go on Infinite. Why would you do
all of it but Reach?
I don't know. That is a great question. I don't know.
Reach had an amazing story. I remember just being like in awe of that story. It was so fantastic.
Isn't it called the Master Chief Collection?
Yeah, but I would have said that it's Master Chief, but they have ODST in there. Yeah. So now they open the door. They should throw Reach in there, even if it's just the campaign and maybe some of the maps. I would still play that again.
You know what I hated about Reach? That armor lock. They used to do that thing where they do the superhero pose, and like that sucked. Lugo says, "Somebody help me! I can't stop donating." Hey, buddy, it ain't a problem. Trust me. We appreciate it here, man.
Appreciate all the donations.
Yes. Let's see. Cyber IQ says they were trying to force a new protagonist in the Halo franchise. How long will they stick with the Chief? You stick with the Chief until forever.
The very
That's
end.
What you, if you want to do a spinoff, if you want to do a spinoff, then you do a spinoff.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, you stick with Chief. People want to be Chief.
What's going to happen is the Chief is going to have a baby with the physical Cortana, and that's going to be the new Master Chief over time.
Yeah,
exactly. Cyborg.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, it's going to be #fun. I'm very excited for that. Let's see, what else do we got here? We've got Microsoft delisting Forza Horizon 2. What do you guys think about that? I thought that was a little bit weird because we're getting it with games with gold. But is this a problem? Because here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. There's no Forza games in Game Pass. Microsoft says all exclusives will stay in Game Pass forever. But if they already delisted Forza Horizon 1, by the way.
Right.
So I mean, if you own a physical copy or own it digitally, you can play it, but you're not going to be able to buy it or the DLC after I think the end of the month or something.
Right.
So it's a little bit weird.
Well, it's the music, right? Crap is the music contract.
It has to be the music, right?
The music and car licenses.
Yeah, and the car licenses too, right? So you have to. They get the car. That makes me believe that Forza games won't always stay in Game Pass.
No,
so you think the new Forza Horizon 4 is going to be temporary?
Well, I think it'll be in there for years, but I just don't think it's going to be there forever.
I got to shout out our boy Alan Walsh. My bad, because he explained something to me when it came to the licenses. They were the music and cars are under 4-year contracts for every Forza that comes out. So you'll have that game out for 4 years, and then the contracts are up, and that's when you're going to see them discontinue them. So I mean, take that for what.
Well,
what
they may say the same thing. They may also give a crazy deal, like if you have Game Pass, right? And you're like, well, they're taking it out in 4 years.
Well, they're giving it away for free for gold subscribers right now. So
well, that's what I'm trying to say to you. They may end up just giving it away for free and saying, reiterate to everybody, like, please do get this because after this, you can't. You know, what I mean?
just find it a little bit weird that it's a little blurb in the blog as opposed to like big news, right?
Well, I mean. Who wants to say that one of the beloved franchise games can't be bought again in 30 days?
It's because it's niche, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
it's niche.
I don't think Horizon 2 was as good as 1.
I heard niche.
Pats are the best. He says, do you think the increased budget Xbox will get bigger second-party games again like Rise, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, PS Ben, Ruthless Grouper sucks? Hey, I think they're going to be able to do their own second party. That I think that's what like Compulsion and Undead Labs are for. And if they happen to buy, Studio, I don't know if Studio MDHR or whatever that is actual available to purchase, but them and Moon Studios who do Ori, which I hear that new Ori game is amazing and way better than the first.
Yep.
So, I think that's something that could be really hyped up. And I think that, though they're going to be covered there. That Inside Xbox and Chris Charla, that guy, like they've got, they're doing a good job. Like nobody can really downplay it, like they even though I like maybe 1 out of 20 or 50 indie games, Microsoft has done a good job of taking that away from Sony, right? Remember Sony was all about the indies when they needed it. Yeah. And it just goes to show you in kind of a scumbag way that they really just used those indie titles and indie developers when they had nothing else. Yeah. Right. That's kind of crappy in my opinion. If you're really for the gamers, then be for the gamers.
I think you answered the question right off the bat, Crap, when you said, they're not going to do, I don't think they're going to do a whole lot of those second, AA type of tier games anymore, because like you said, now he wants to do it first party. He wants to own it. So he has full control over everything. He owns the IP and the employees, and that way he can say basically, this is the time frame we're looking for. I don't want any, because the thing is, when you make a deal with we say this all the time, we joke around, when you make a deal with Remedy, you can make the deal and you can own the IP, you can do all those things, you can own the publishing rights, you can do all of that. The one thing you can't do is you can't tell another company, you can try in a timeline, but when they ask for an extension, it's like, well, they are who they are, but people say, oh, Remedy, we know Remedy takes a long time. Well, now that Compulsion and Ninja Theory, I'm not saying that Phil's going to push step on the gas and make them work faster than they're comfortable, but he's going to be a little bit more, I think, diligent. I think Matt Booty is going to be a little tougher. You know what I mean?
Mr. Booty. Yeah.
That's right. Mr. Booty to you. Yeah.
Mr. Booty to everybody. So yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know how the hell we got there from.
That was his question. Well, his question.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm like I had this circled that we're talking about Forza Horizon 2 and his DLC, but yeah, that's very interesting. So PUBG launches September 4th with all achievements, retroactive, new maps, all that kind of stuff. Supposedly it's some kind of big update. It's 1.0. Anybody excited for this? I might hop back on and try this. Are you?
Well, the reason why I'm salty is when it comes to achievements being retroactive, I was actually waiting for the achievements to go online. And then to me, it gives me more reason to play even more. Like going through, I'm one of those weird gamers out there. Like I don't care. Like it was in game preview and that's fine. Like I'll go and get the achievements once the game launches. But other than that, man, I'm really excited.
Xbox, let me make you unsalty here for a minute, buddy. I promise you that all of those are not, all the things you probably did earn are not all going to pop. For some reason, every time I'm telling you, they're not, right? When we were promised this with Sea of Thieves, and I know me and Crap did a few things, and we still didn't get credit for them.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Sea of Thieves, Gears. I remember those days.
So it's not like you're not gonna turn it on, and it's not gonna sound like New Year's Eve in your house. You know what I mean? It's pop, 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 pop. It's not gonna happen. So you're gonna have a lot pop, but there's still gonna be stuff to go out there and still achieve. So I would say don't sweat it. You have a lot more achievements to get.
I like the retroactive thing because I won some, and I liked it. I'm gonna get some credit for that. Yeah, because that was one of the things that I hated.
My thing I asked you, Crap, was, and you didn't say to me, was I would have thought that if this was going full release and it's out of game preview, when does Microsoft's contract end with them, or does it end?
Dude, that's what I've been asking ever since Gamescom.
Yeah,
like, when's it going to go to PS4?
Okay,
now?
so here's the funny part, right? There, like when you watch that video, right?
Yeah.
Major Nelson's doing the video or whatever, right? There's a particular part in the video where he's talking to the guy, and it's funny because if you look at this part, which now it's in videos and stuff, and obviously people are talking about it, you can see a PS4 on the desk and a controller. So I would assume that they're either working on it for PS4. It's not a dev kit though, so yeah, maybe it's a
Somebody brought that from their house. Get out of here.
I mean, look, it's not a dev kit. That's what I'm saying. So, but here's the thing. So, version 1.0 is what we get here in less than 2 weeks, and that means it's a completed version. So, there's only 4 months left in the year. I doubt that Sony gets a version this year. They'll probably get it next year. And like Mooch, I know you're like, that's a miss. That they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't allow that, right?
Well, I just think that right now you have the brand associated with Xbox.
Yeah.
And I understand that PUBG is a far second from Fortnite. I get that. But PUBG is their big, it is a big seller. You said it yourself, 10 million's nothing to not brag about. It is a big number. Why would you all of a sudden want to say, oh, now it's everywhere? It's almost, to me personally, if Phil's going out there and acquiring Compulsion and Ninja Theory and then knocking down buildings and building Ninja Theory a brand new office and doing all these things, and Playground can split into two. Bluehole's like 25 people. I mean, I'm making that up. They're not a large company. Why not pick that up?
Trash developer, Mooch. That's
Maybe
why he doesn't want to.
Maybe you're right. No, Salty might have a point.
He might.
Salty might be onto something. And that may be the only thing I'm
deal.
saying. Salt, you might be able to get them on the cheap, you know?
They're
you'd
the
have to
Milli
get for, like,
Vanilli.
the penny on the dollar cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, yeah, but I mean, think about it. They are still, no matter what me and you are going to say in the next segment, which I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm saying to you though, like PUBG still has a large market in the PC and Xbox world, and PC is Xbox and Xbox is PC. So realistically, it's just a nice little battle royale for them to have, in, as Phil would say, in his portfolio. And I agree with you. If they are as Bunzolio as people think, then they might be on the cheap.
I would compare PUBG with the fidget spinner. You know what I'm saying? It was real hot, and then where are the fidget spinners now?
I got one on my desk. Hold on.
I still think there's a lot of people playing PUBG.
I think they are, but the field is going to have a lot more competition. Shortly, Battlefield's going to be coming out with one. Call of Duty. So the writing's on the wall. Like, I don't know how many PlayStation fans are going to be super excited to get PUBG.
Well, they all said it was trash, and they would never play that trash game. So week one sales.
Exactly. And they got H1Z1. Millions of people played that, and then they're not playing it anymore. It's finicky.
That
and
died
then
off fast, didn't it?
It died off super fast. So I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And that was
that 1.0 comes with N64 texture pack, though, right? That's coming out.
There are textures. We're getting salty. He's got the zingers today, folks.
Savage.
Supposedly, it's got the textures and stuff. Oh, it's coming with some kind of update to help it actually run stable or something as well. So we'll have to see kind of how that happens. Oh, did we get another donation? Will Xbox keep the Xbox One name for its next console? I really hope they don't. P.S. The Browns tears are delicious. Hashtag that's so Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns. Every sports team in Cleveland is terrible and always will be.
The Cavs won a championship.
The Cavaliers. I don't remember that. He's in
sports.
LA now. Yeah, they're done. So anyway, what the hell was this question?
About Xbox One. I don't think they're gonna keep the name for the next system.
Here's the thing, right? They did say that it's the Xbox One family, right? So like how if everything's an iPhone this or iPhone that, maybe it's going to be an Xbox this and Xbox One that, right? Maybe they're going to keep that name.
Maybe they'll keep it in little letters, be like Xbox One, and in big letters, Infinity. You know what I'm saying? So this way it still kind of shows its correlation to forwards, backwards compatibility. But at the end of the day, I don't think people are going to be like, they're going to be calling it Xbox One over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you could be 100% right, man. I'm not sure. Like, I don't really care. I don't know. It's like, if you call it something else, that's like starting over. If they really want to do forward compatibility, I think you still have to call it Xbox One something.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I
right?
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Foxy. I would love a name change, but I don't see how they're gonna say that you can pick up a game, in 2 years and play it on your X, and then also play it on something that's completely named there. I think it'll be the Xbox One something or another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think the fact that it's called Xbox, I think people would get it. But yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, until they want to really break away from this family of devices thing, I think they have to kind of stick with it. I think. I mean,
they're ever going to break away.
I certainly would not be upset if they broke. If they were like, "Oh my god," I would be like, "That's a great move," because once you break it clean, you can then the future is yours to own. You know what I mean? Like where now, if you keep doing this, you're really tying it in. So.
Yeah.
Now, I think they don't have to keep the one name. I mean, they could put on the box also playable on Xbox One or whatnot. I don't think they're nailed or it's kind of like chiseled in a stone tablet or anything like that. I think they can change the name and just put on the box also playable on Xbox One, and I think they would be fine with that as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility for sure. I think they'll probably end up more than likely keeping it. Yeah. And it's just going to be Xbox One this or Xbox One that. So it'll be interesting to see. So everybody's talking about Battlefield 5 pre-orders, how they're low, but it came out today, according to a quote unquote insider, that they have a contingency plan in case the game flops, including. Yeah, I guess I mean EA Access and Origin Access would probably play a role in that, but including a Fortnite-style free-to-play Battle Royale mode and free DLC. So the company making the Battle Royale mode isn't DICE, it's a different company. And supposedly, if the game does flop, they're going to have a free-to-play Royale mode, Battlefield Royale mode that they're going to implement.
Get ready for that free-to-play Battle Royale mode, people.
That's very
like
soft.
It's coming.
You thought the game was bad. Wait till you try the DLC that was made by their nephew.
Oh man, come on. Woo, man.
Poor Battlefield 5. The year they could have took over COD and COD still beat someone half a game.
I just pictured AC Bongos playing Battlefield.
I picture AC Bongos supporting Battlefield 5 fully. Right? That's so great.
It's very disappointing. I'm going to say this right now. As a fan of Battlefield, I'm looking forward to this game. I can't wait for the beta next month. And I just see the shitty promotion. I see all this stuff that's coming out, and I'm just kind of like, what are you guys doing? And now I'm hearing that not even everything that's supposed to be in the game is going to be there day one. That's disappointing. I want to be able to customize. I mean, if you made this feature and then you got backlash for it, and your fans are still willing to play it day one, you better have those features available.
When it comes to this game, like, what's going on with the marketing? Because either I'm living under a rock, or they're not really, unless you're
taking the
YouTuber,
Xbox style of marketing.
Exactly.
They're letting streamers market it for them, which is very disappointing.
Yeah, that's not working.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Not working. I want to see it. It's a big title. I want to see it everywhere. People were talking about it rivaling Call of Duty, and when is it going to take over? So you should probably treat it like it is that big title and have it absolutely everywhere.
Well, here's the thing, and take it with a grain of salt, but Alan Walsh, who was on Crossfire last week, he said that he had heard that they're scrambling. They're scrambling to get the game done.
That's not good. Yeah. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's
I want to be able to get it day one, and if I hear bad stuff and I play the beta and it's just like blah, I'm not gonna get it day one. I'll get it later on.
Let Foxy know that she already has Battlefield 5.
Oh my god, get out of here with that shit. Get out of here. There's different weapons. There's different features. You do different things to be in the game.
Those weapons.
It'll be a different.
Okay, wait, Mooch, did you say that after Modern Warfare came out and then Modern Warfare 3 came out and it was kind of like the same thing? Just with a couple little differences?
It didn't come out the next year. They waited a while.
Hey, this
wasn't the next year, but okay.
Hey, get him, Fox.
Put that pistol down and pick up this pistol. $60, please.
Hey, there's no Captain Stew Nuts though, so
There is no Captain. No, there's 5. There's gonna be another 5 boring stories that don't all go together, like the first one.
Oh, wow.
Remember when everyone was
I
like, "You
completely agree with Mooch, by the way.
thank you."
Just to let
That
people know,
Battlefield
out
1
there on
story was
Twitter,
awful.
out there on
Oh.
Twitter, there's a gift going around that says Mooch hates everything, by the way. It's out there on Twitter.
I believe it.
Predator.
I believe it.
Well, here's the thing. According to a new insider report from VentureBeat, it isn't just analysis and outsiders who are concerned about Battlefield 5. The game's pre-orders are also falling short of EA's internal expectations. That said, it's important to put things in perspectives. Pre-orders are lower than hoped, but they're still better than some other EA disappointments like Titanfall 2. Patrick Soderlund's departure is also said to have nothing to do with the state of Battlefield 5. So things aren't as dark as they may seem, although EA is preparing a contingency plan should Battlefield 5 struggle at launch. DICE has a lot of post-launch content in the works, all of which will be free, including the game's teased Battle Royale mode. VentureBeat hints Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode may be distributed in a quote-unquote creative way, perhaps taking a page from Fortnite and its free-to-play approach. The most interesting tidbit of all, DICE is apparently working on a quote-unquote big surprise for Battlefield fans, which may be launched as a standalone product or free DLC, depending on how Battlefield 5 does. VentureBeat doesn't specify what the surprise is, but if you had to guess, it sounds like DICE may be reviving some classic Battlefield content, including a remaster of Battlefield 42 with Battlefield 5 would certainly generate some extra sales.
While you read that, all I saw was the Chandler Bing gif of him falling asleep and waking up with his arm falling off the table.
Come
listen,
on, Mooch.
Oh, it's terrible. Listen, it's I don't know. For some reason, I think it's an absolute. I think it's a mess. What did he say? Mooch does not hate.
Hey,
no, I don't. That's right, Don. I love your game.
Pats Are the Best says, do you think Microsoft has any secret games from studios we don't know about that are second party? P.S. Crap is a better Mooch than Mooch now.
Yeah.
Oh!
By the way, that is probably the most incorrect statement of 20.
I still like it though. I still like it.
Sure, of course you do, Foxy. You're still salty about that Life is Strange comment.
Oh,
I'm sorry. But
Yep. You're right.
Life is Strange is great, man. Come on.
It is
You know what's
great.
funny was,
like
like
an
I was
after
playing,
school special. Go ahead.
I was playing Shenmue, and Mooch goes, well, did you buy it? And I was like, no, I mooched
He
it.
goes, I mooched it. I go, the hell you did? You did not mooch it.
I definitely
Listen, Crap
mooched
has earned the right to be the YouTube guy that he is. He has worked very hard. The dude does 3 videos, 4 videos a day, podcasts up the ass. He deserves, for 52,000 subscribers, he deserves to get that code from the actual developer. That's not mooching.
That is mooching. Hey,
It is
whenever
not
you get a
mooching.
code, hey, like settle this. Whenever you get a code for free for a game, is that mooching or no?
There's a gray area, first of all. Okay. I cover that in chapter 13. Listen, okay. There is a gray area. We acknowledge it in the mooching community. We accept it as you want to say it, but we do not allow you to brag about it.
Oh, okay.
You can't brag about it. It's part of the deal.
I guess.
Part of the deal.
Hey, Byron, dude, Mooch is a real gamer. That man games all the damn time, man. So get that.
Yeah, get out of here,
man.
Byron.
Get
Come
out
on.
of here.
Hey, get out of here.
Everybody on here games, man. You get like
True.
that's such a weird thing when people are like, "Oh, this person isn't a gamer," or "Crap, I always see you on Hulu or whatever." Well, you know what? I don't have live TV. My live TV is Hulu.
True.
Hulu TV.
They say, people say that they always see me on YouTube, and that's why I have almost 1,200 hours in Destiny 2. Like,
yeah, it's so weird, man, and it's like I'm kind of over it, but it is weird that people say that, especially because not everybody can game every day. Sometimes, like,
well, not just that, but crap, people game at different times of the
they
day.
do. Like you game at night, I game more kind of in the afternoon. So yeah, so it's like, and Fox games like a vampire. Holy crap!
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she games from like
He plays upside down.
yeah. Come on. Huh.
I got them skills.
Yeah,
got
well,
skill.
I mean, she's playing, and then as I'm going to work in the morning, she's going to bed. You know what I mean? Like that's how like she plays super late at night. There's no way I could stay up that late. That's crazy. But
I gotta, when school's coming, I gotta get the kids up early in the morning. There's no way I'm gonna be up at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Right.
yeah. Exactly, man. Exactly. Forza Horizon 4 gets a Halo themed race with the Warthog,
It's gonna be crazy.
Master Chief, and Cortana. This kind of leaked out. I guess they're showing this behind closed doors. Are you guys weird that, or do you think it's weird? Not are you guys weird, but do you think it's weird that they're showing?
I am weird.
We might be a little weird. I don't know.
Right,
well, we obviously are. I know I am, but
I'm a vampire.
I'm a vampire. Foxy will get that. Nobody else will, but she will. Yeah. So do you guys think it's weird that they're showing this behind closed doors because it sounds so awesome, and they aren't showing it to us yet? Right, like supposedly there's Banshees in the background, and Cortana is kind of narrating it, and Chief is in, and it's the Warthog and all, and it sounds amazing. And this game's coming out in a month and a half, and we don't see this yet.
You know, Crap, I gotta say, I'm gonna put my words out there. Being the Halo man on this panel here, I actually like that they're not going forward and showing this because you're leaving a surprise there. Now you have people saying it's in there, but a lot of people that are going to be excited, you know, when the game drops, it's going to be like, oh man, I want to see this. So they're doing their races and stuff, and in back of their mind, they're thinking that there is this special race where Cortana is kind of calling things out to you, and it's really in that Halo universe. I'm excited about it. I actually don't want to see it now, and I want to see it when I download it and I'm able to play it on Game Pass, man.
Interesting. And I already have mine pre-ordered, but yeah, I mean, it is cool that a lot of people are going to be able to play that on Game Pass. Mooch, what do you think about this, man?
I want to go to that second part. I mean, before we get into the whole the extra Halo card that they're putting in there, I'm psyched because, to be honest with you, unless it is Mooch, for me, Forza on Game Pass is perfect. It is perfect. I'll play it for the month. I usually play Forza, and then I'm done with Forza. So it's actually really, and I love Forza. Forza Horizon 4 is going to be amazing. It really is. I think it's probably going to be the best one that anyone's. I think Forza Horizon's taking over the motorsport series personally.
Me too.
So I think it's a great game. So don't take that as a negative slam. I'm just saying, you know, you can't like everything. You know, everybody's in the chat like, I like that. I like that too. I like that. I like that also. You can't like everything. It's impossible. You go to Baskin Robbins, there's got to be one flavor you don't like. Pistachio, something, right? So you can't like them all. Even the manager look at you funny with that smirk. So, like, realistically, I would say that racing games, for me personally, since we all do it for a living, I'm not really all that fond of driving around in circles for hours. But that being said, I think it's going to be beautiful and a lot of fun, and I think everyone should utilize Game Pass for it.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm buying it, but
yeah, naturally.
Yeah. What about you, Salty? Are you excited about that? Are you?
I mean, I'm definitely excited about it. I think because there's going to be a huge gap in between the next Halo coming out. Halo Infinite's not going to come out for a while. I think it's good that we're having this kind of extra content, like the Halo content for those enthusiasts. You know, we're getting the 4K patch for the Master Chief Collection, then we're going to get this content. You got to hold over the fans. So I'm pumped to play it.
Hell yeah, man. I agree 100%. Hey, Patch the Best says, I think I'm done. Hey, man, you don't got to be done. You can donate as much as you want. There's no limit here. We're not cutting you off. He says, I wanted to say thanks. Been a fan since 2013. And most importantly, Crap, better than Mooch.
Wow, that's a damn shame.
Yes. I mean, hey, man, Mooch and Crap go together like peanut butter and jelly.
I was just going to say, you apparently haven't noticed the mugs, T-shirts, and car warmers we all have, right? I don't know what else we have for sale on that Jay's Redbubble, but...
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Hey,
Mooch and Crap and Mooch.
Hey,
hit
we
that
got Crap shirts. We got Crap shirts at the house. We got Mooch shirts at the house.
Hey,
I appreciate that. Think of it as Brady and Belichick, Pats fan.
Hey, which Crap shirt do you guys have there, Bot? Which one?
Of course, the Pony Leg Breaker Extraordinary.
Exactly. Hey, Fox, what shirt do you have, Fox?
What do you mean? You said you were gonna send me one.
Oh, that's true. I
don't know what happened.
Damn it! I do gotta send her one. Damn it.
I don't know what happened.
What about you, Salty man? What kind of Mooch and Crap shirt do you have, man?
Hey, first of all, I'm cheap as fuck, so I have no shirts. I was waiting for you guys to have that the shirt launcher. You guys said you were
yes.
Okay.
No, it'd be cool.
I love
when
it.
Mooch and Crap do birthday parties dressed as a rhino and a bird.
Yes.
That's when we're totally.
My birthday's in January, by the way.
You get a shirt.
Me and Crap just walk around and eat the cake, and Jay's gonna DJ.
Yeah, Jay's gonna DJ. Yeah, he's like, here we go. Have some beer. Oh wait, they're kidding. Yeah, you can't.
I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Hey, Dad, how come the DJs had 18 beer?
18
so far?
beer.
18 beer.
Everything sounds
Wow.
like Fortnite music.
He's sleeping on the turntable.
Thanks,
Exactly.
Mooch and Crap.
Thanks.
You're getting a
Mooch and
tattoo,
Crap.
Fox? You getting a Mooch and Crap tattoo?
Do it.
That would be that would be awesome. I'm just saying. Like,
Right next to the Gears one.
Woo!
oh hell yeah! I have a Gears tattoo. It's pretty badass. People
Pictures.
yeah. Oh, dude, there are pictures. I
No,
posted.
I don't mean you. I want to see the Mooch and Crab tattoo on
Oh.
Fox, not yours.
I mean,
What the hell?
hey, yeah, I want to see that too, Fox. So yeah, don't be shy with that while going forward. So with that being said, I guess we can do some outros. Believe it or not, we already hit the 2-hour mark, and we can do some outros, people. Mooch, what's going on, bro?
Well, first I'd like to invite Pat's fan Friday night. Pat's are the best. Friday nights, Crossfire, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Mooch 78. Check that out. All right. No, thanks to everybody being here. Do check out Crossfire, and we do have MNC evenings tomorrow. I believe it is on my channel as well. So it's
my channel.
Is it?
Yes.
Thought it was yours last week.
It was it. Hold on.
Yes, it's mine.
It is. Oh, it is your channel. I'll be there.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is. It's totally your channel.
It is on my
Mooch
channel.
remembers. He's like,
Yes.
it's on my channel right
Of
now.
course, it's a Mooch weekend.
Yes, my bad.
We're going. We're going Thursday right into it.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Pats are the best. Says, is Remedy still a possibility to be bought?
No.
Yes. Yeah, they are.
No,
That was a great
Definitely
MNC
not.
answer
They
right
are.
there.
no,
Yes,
crap.
one, no.
I think
Same
him and
time.
Phil. I think Phil is burned. I think that's over. He's not happy with them. Wheel. Oh no, Yao Ming, don't go there. That'll be all tomorrow
Save
night.
it for tomorrow.
Save it for
Yes.
tomorrow. Yeah. So guys, we'll check you guys out. Do please check out the channel, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you next week.
Absolutely. Hit that like button too. We're closing in on 300. Salty, what do you got going on, man?
Hey, I don't have to wonder what channel the Saltiest Gaming Podcast is on. It's on my channel following MNC. So you guys make sure you check that out. We're doing a giveaway. It's happening tomorrow, folks. $60 for a Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation. Plus, I dropped 2 videos on my channel, game review and a funny video about the 4K update for MCC. So check that out.
Yeah, it was damn funny. I gotta say
Yeah.
that. Foxy, what do you got going on? I'm sure you got some content and some streams and all kinds of crazy crap.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Always dropping videos on my channel. Check it out. If you guys, want to leave me a nice comment or something. Or just tell me, what you think of Mooch and Crab in the comment section. For some reason,
Yeah.
people want to share that with me. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Hey, crap is the best. No, I'm a Mooch
Yeah.
fan. No, I'm a crap fan. No, they both.
Yeah.
They're terrible. Why do you talk to them?
I'm like, they're not in this video, but thanks for letting me know.
Yes.
But yeah, and then I stream on Mixer and Twitch sometimes, so check that out. And then follow me on Twitter where I share deals whenever I have a chance. So yeah, It was awesome
Absolutely.
being on the show with you guys, talking about Inside Xbox and how amazing it was.
It's great. Don't forget how
Yeah.
great it was.
Yeah, they didn't talk about Crackdown, but it's fine.
Yes.
I
I mean,
am okay.
hey, look,
I'm okay.
Crackdown is like that thing that almost exists, but probably not really.
It's like a ghost.
Yes, exactly. So
it's there, but not really.
yes, exactly, like Santa Claus.
What? Okay.
I mean, he could be real. You don't know. I don't know. And we've got Destiny Bot 439762. What's up? What do you got going on, man? I appreciate you coming out and helping me tonight.
Dude, I had a lot of fun, man. It was just like, it's friends hanging out, talking about games. It's stuff we do on Xbox and stuff like that. I always love getting invited to the nation. In terms of what's coming up, you guys know we have the greatest podcast that lets you vote for actual gameplay. He won this past week, and I just can't figure out how he's getting all these votes. I
feel bad for K Mega.
Because
Am I the only one that votes for K Mega now? Damn.
I think me and Mooch keep voting for the Don. And I retweet it. And I'm like, make sure you guys vote for the Don.
But yeah, he's living it up. I think you made his head swell just a little bit more. But it is every Saturday on my channel, which is not Destiny Bot. It's actually XBot 448. And I got to say, I'm creeping up on 3,500 subscribers. So I just want to give a shout out to the community. Thank you for all the continued support. Next podcast keeps growing on a week-by-week basis. And, I can't do it without the people out there coming out and tuning in, man.
Yeah,
Welcome.
it's awesome. We really appreciate everybody's support. For everybody in the community, it's really cool to see everybody come out. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, because I guess you can get notified of content more that way.
Sometimes it's a part-time bell.
Sometimes I get messages all the time like, "Hey, crap, you ain't done a video in 2 weeks." I'm like, "I do 3 every day. Go check." You know? And they're like, "Oh, damn, I never got noticed." And I'm like, "Oh man, just hit the bell." And they're like, "I did." And I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you, man.
I like how they have accents. Interesting.
Oh yeah, they do. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow on MNC evenings. It's gonna be great.
Great.
Thank you. Great. Like Spider-Man. We're doing guest at Metacritic, bitches. It's gonna be great. We'll see you then. Peace out.